So I've watched a couple of ranked games of Primmie. I've looked at his highlight reel as well. And I took a look at the stats page when I woke up this morning. And I saw that on both of the maps, Primmie's stats are bonkers. I mean, look at this. He's got 280 ACS with a high rating as well, which means that most of these kills were not eco kills. That's the main thing that rating is going to tell you, whether or not they're just eco farming. And again, 1.22 rating, 330 ACS. He's got the highest deaths though by a long shot on both maps. If you rank it by deaths, 21 deaths compared to an average of somewhere around like 15, and even compared to the team that lost, he's way higher deaths. 21 deaths again here. So that's what I'm going to be paying attention to mostly, is how much value is he getting versus throwing his life away in these kind of situations. He's won one single elimination game and he's going to champs. Holy shit. All right, so first of all, let's take a look at the compositions, because the comps are obviously going to have changed with Primmie in. So Primmie's playing Clove. Primmie plays tons of Clove in Ranked as well. They're playing Clove, Omen, Deadlock, Fade. Bonkers. So how are we expecting this comp to play on the defense side? Frankly, I have no idea. They're missing a lot of information because they don't have a Killjoy or a Cypher. So I would imagine that they're going to be playing aggressively over towards like C, and then they're going to be rotating away and leaving walls behind them, so that Team Secret can't get in behind them. Team Secret, I don't like this comp that they're running, by the way. I've seen them run this comp before. I think it's pretty troll. I didn't think that Team Secret looked very good here. I think this is a great map select from Talon as well to take Team Secret to Lotus. The Sova Sky is just not a good enough double initiator combo to justify running double initiator on this map.
Still, if they've truly been tested, have we ripped their default fast?
All right, so taking a little bit of C information,
one way's on both sides to delay.
not leaving any wall behind or anything over towards C, so just leaving ban in that kind of area, being very active, clearing out C at the beginning of the round, now looking to clear out B. Looks like they're going to break the trip. Jesse Vash should be thinking about a potential push through B there, but he had a knife out.
Talon, though, confirming that no one's up around.
Open door, recon coming through. Definitely looks like an A hit, though they could, of course, be pivoting through the B door.
Yeah, two smokes. Once again, the double controllers really finding their value for Talon.
Everyone on Talon is here. They're 5 stacked over towards here. Does Team Secret get the read? Do they think about pivoting? They know the fade is here. They just go for it. All right, that's fantastic from Jeremy. Lovely stuff. How did they lose this pistol round? Didn't they lose every pistol? There's no shot they're losing this pistol round, man. So there's the Clove smoke. They hear the draw. Are they going to swing through based off this? Oh, they do swing through, but Primmie's ready for it, and he deletes Jeremy. Massive value already in this round from Primmie. Lovely aim as well to take out Jesse Vash. 24 health. Oh my god. Okay, well that is just, yeah, that's absolutely goated value from your player with incredible aim on the pistol round. The Team Secret setup got rolled by the smoke. Jeremy's sliding late, and he's sliding into Primmie. Look here. That's really late from Jeremy. The fact that Primmie has enough time to grab the heal and turn, that's not even that impressive from Primmie. You know, that's just like bad timing from Team Secret. The entire round is impressive from Primmie, but I thought it was more of like a quick flick. It wasn't. He was leisurely about it. He had tons of time. Great opening from Primmie though. Really good value.
Grabnet at the ready, but doesn't find an opening with that blind coming in. Ban holding an angle, doesn't find the kill. There is the
Tuge is aggressive there. Primmie gets one, goes for the swing. Great shots from Jeremy. Caught in the Gravnet, hitting shots.
Still held with the Gravnet, eventually finally gets traded through the wall.
With that now, they might be able to take down.
Oh, you're not whiffing that, Jesse. No, no, no. That could have been the round. That could have been the round. What a game changer that could have been. If Jesse had hit that shot on Governor, picked up an Outlaw, they're in a 2v2 scenario. Chances. Doesn't Clove artificially inflate death numbers because you can still be getting value just by dying? The times that you want to play mega aggro and like, you know, force fights and kind of feed a bit on Clove, they're actually pretty small. Unless you have your ult up, the moments that you're going for that are pretty minimal. But yes, it is going to inherently have more deaths than some other agents. I think that one of the big flaws of people that play Clove a lot is that they play it like a Reyna. And they end up playing on the defense side on silly angles that they're never going to be able to get value from. But speaking of which, Primmie with the ult up in this round. Alright, so what we're looking at here, we're looking at a siege towards the back, but not comboed with a... sorry, a nade toward the back, but not comboed with the C's. Got a haunt coming up over the top. Jeremy gets caught by a paranoia. 2Gig owns him. Yeah, they're getting spanked here. So they're throwing a smoke for Governor to play inside of, but they're not really being able to fight aggressively. If you look at where Primmie and Cruz are, they're very tucked. They're not really trying to control the angles and push Team Secret. Jit Boys is facing, Governor's inside a smoke, and the other two are kind of baiting, although now they're trying to swing back a bit more aggressively. But I think Primmie's kind of baiting his team here. Maybe that's a bit of... it feels like a round where Primmie should be fighting really aggro. Yeah, I think this is a bit of a bait round from Primmie. I think when you're taking a rubble fight like that, and you've got your duelist deep inside a smoke, and you've got Jit Boys opening the door trying to fight, I think that's when you and Cruz need to be stepping up and like taking the fight and trying to control the angles as well. He gets 2 kills there, but I think he hard baited his team. But, you know, that kind of lack of synergy is going to happen when you just added a player to the team, so it's not really his fault. This composition on defense, remember, is lacking info, so they're going to be looking to try to do little pushes like this where they're over towards B. Playing aggressively towards B. This can be a crunch on C as well. Look at that. So that deep wall there from Ban is really good because it blocks the angle that they would get punished at from the B lurk. So now they can focus fully on just crunching C. The wall, however, got broken by Jesse Vash and Jit Boys, which is good from Team Secret. And now Talon have to back off because now they can be pinched from B. So Talon were trying to set up a C-crunch there. Now they've lost quite a bit of info. So this point in the round, Team Secret are actually in quite a nice spot. The jump spotting from Cruz, though, is keeping pressure over towards A. It would be nice for them to push that back. If Team Secret were playing a Viper comp here, then Cruz wouldn't be able to do this. I mean, Talon don't really understand what's going on here. They're starting to gamble rotate over towards A, but to be honest, this could easily be a fake on A and pivot into C. Or this could be a pivot into B right now as well. One of the problems is that Team Secret are just deciding to push into A a bit too much. They realize, though, that A is stacked. Okay, and they're going to try the pivot. This is nice. They didn't do this last time. Talon are all playing in spawn here. Like they're really behind the game because of their composition. They're lacking a lot of info. They're not ready to go for the flood retake. But this is where Primmie can get really aggro. Medal's nice. They didn't expect the second player. Primmie gets one. Primmie pops out. Nice. Primmie's gonna lose.
Tiny little kill comes through, and it all starts this domino effect of Talon flooding the gates.
Yeah, Primmie's gonna lose weapon. That actually does matter. I mean, Primmie's now got 3,200 or 3,400 because of a kill as well, so gonna be able to get everything apart from medal, I guess.
The idea was there. And at the same time, look at how Primmie really goes through.
Primmie's trying to play disciplined, though. Not feeding. I mean, these are the kind of rounds where you expect Primmie to be overheating a bit because he's got the Clovalt online. But actually, he's playing pretty disciplined. Like, he's waiting for the go. He's waiting for the go signal. If anything, he's actually playing more passive than I think I'd like. Like, maybe when he gets a bit more comfortable with the team, I'd like to see him prodding a little bit and seeing if he can get a cheeky kill there before the retake is ready. Because if he prods a little and dies, then he can pop the ultimate, and that can be the go signal for everyone to engage. So he can even go a little more cheeky than he's being in some of these spots. But I appreciate the fact that he's trying to play tight with the team. Annihilation and Showstopper Online, this is the kind of round where Talon want to be finding out where Team Secret are ending and then setting up for a Flood retake, I think.
Jit Boys posted up around Rubble as well. They picked up the ult orb, so a lot of ultimates prepared for this site hit if it does go through.
Good kill from Ban.
To hold his ground, anchors down the B site, prevents 2GE from lurking any further. So now it comes down to this C hit. Primmie is prepared for it as well.
I mean, you are just screwed going into this site. Team Secret have hit the stack, and there were stuns, and there's Annihilation. And they just got no shot. So what's Primmie's util here looking like? So smoke used, stunned up.
Smokes off and holds up around the site. Annihilation was deployed, so one player gets
playing around the pillar,
tries to fire off his shots,
throws out the metal, swings, owns it.
Alone on the
yeah, looking nice. Aggressive positioning from Ban over towards C gives them enough info that these guys can stack towards B and A.
Talon has some ultimates of their own. They haven't quite used them yet, and this could be a very potential
another situation where Talon's ults are fantastic for Flood retaking. This seems bizarre to go for. Like, what is the trigger here? I don't see how this is a good idea. That's a shit play from Talon. I'm sorry, that's poo. They're trying to play that off the contact of the player over towards breakable door, which means that the first time you get contact, they have only just crossed this line, and then you're going to try to fade ult them and raise ult them. Like, who is going to get caught by that? They're all going to be running backwards as soon as they get fade ulted. Like, bro, how are you getting value out of that play? And they go once they get smoked off and they don't even have contact. I think that's shit.
On the clock, so Secret, you're getting away.
You've got two fantastic retake ultimates and you just pissed them away.
On the overdrive now, Jeremy trying to see if pacing is on his side. You've got 2GE already on the site, but the rest of the 4-7 stop. 2GE has to find
okay, this ult should be huge for 2G.
For the rest of his teammates to have to join back up on the site. Cruz has an inkling. They're grouped up on the side of Talon. Primmie's here for the extra peek. It's going to be a double.
Can't quite get anything going there.
Smokes off. Back towards the drop. Has a headshot angle and spots out Cruz. The metal was deployed as well, though, so Primmie's position a little bit revealed, but he manages to snipe out Envy with that
Oh, I mean, shift walk into the angle, not expecting to get all. Primmie destroys him. Yeah, you just got diffed.
Goes in with the pick-me-up, swings against 2GE, onto the next, manages to drop against Jesse Vash. 1-on-2 now. He has no real idea where they all are.
Nice. Oh, good try, good try. So Team Secret now knocked down onto an eco. Talon look for this early push out through B that they've been going for quite a bit. Primmie nearly getting caught over there. What's he up to? So Primmie is trying to play tucked in. Throws down the... Yeah, this is a little bit of a lack of awareness. This is one of the first times that we're seeing Primmie really caught out. Backs off from the angle, throws down the one-way, not expecting somebody to have just lurked up, basically, and almost gets killed by Jesse Vash. Knocked down pretty weak, and now in a bit of a tough spot. Thankfully, Jesse only has a Guardian, so he's unlikely to get blind spammed through that smoke. Do you want to go for a crazy Omen teleport past the trip? You know where the Cypher is.
Managing to push Cruz all the way towards the back of Heaven on A side.
I mean, you just break that immediately. That's
sneak in.
Okay, what's Jesse accomplishing with that trip?
Outside of C as well. I think he might have heard some hops.
Yeah, he's waiting for it. He knows that he was weak earlier, making sure that
wait, Jesse's popping.
And he finds Governor on the drop as well. Governor couldn't find his footing, but Cruz evens the numbers just
Team Secret's got the whole of the site, though, so I'm not exactly sure what Jesse's accomplishing by staying over here. And he's got to be thinking at this point, like, if two of them were playing over towards C and nobody's playing towards A, where the hell are the rest of them? Where are the other three players?
They're waiting for Jesse Vash to regroup.
So I think Jesse should be tingling here. He's got to hear that Omen TP, right?
to Jesse Vash. It's now
Yeah, they're watching. They're watching for Jitboys.
Being held up at Rubble. Meanwhile,
All right, so big round from Jesse. Not only does his team find the gap for one of the first times on the attack side, actually, but he also finds a bit of a jump onto Primmie and then wins a duel on Governor, too.
By Jesse Vash just turn things around.
They're going to try to fight for Rubble once again.
A bit of Rubble control.
Secret's going to meet him. Deep guy. Line and the operator finds the elbow right before the burst.
Strange way of fighting over Rubble there from Talon. Throwing a haunt, but from an angle where you end up being exposed to the player swinging, but also Talon are not scaling forwards either. So it's a very passive hold, but out in the open, which is a weird way of playing that. And also Governor's positioning here is just fucking dreadful, because he's just going to get swung from Rubble as well.
Trying to counter out the off with the Guardian, but Governor,
yeah, I mean, that's a tragically bad Rubble fight from Talon.
Talon are starting with 2 men down, 3v5, but only 1 in the site on a
There's been a couple of rounds where their game plan's been terrible, I think, but generally they've been alright.
It's going to turn out to be 0. It's going to go all the way to the C site.
It's a bit of a freebie round here for Team Secret.
Hold on to main with his trap wire. So make sure he can rotate back and reposition.
They've lost A information, so they're playing aggressively over towards B again. It does give them the option when they play aggro B like this of potentially trying to crunch C. Talon give away that they're playing aggro B, and now they're going to drop back a little. But they now have no information over towards Rubble. They have no information towards Mound, so these should be really tough rounds for Talon to play. But Team Secret are not making it look like that.
Out now. Team Secret trying to
see, if they explode C currently, there's only one player at home, because Talon have no idea where they're ending. Unfortunately, Jesse's calling hasn't been able to exploit the lack of info that Talon has.
This allows Primmie to come over to the C side, help double up, and you still have Jitboys just in range to try to provide a paranoia as well. The Hunter's Fury will force the site to be opened up. As they go in, Paranoia sent out by 2GE as well, just to make sure that
Are Talon in position to apply pressure? Oh, that's a lot of damage. That's nice. Good medal. Good medal, good spam. Stop the planter. Talon are playing this quite nicely. They're dominating important angles. Good kill onto Envy as well. Yeah, Primmie doing his job. Not overheating. Playing really nicely. Can Primmie provide any value? Oh, it doesn't even matter. It's over. I was going to say with post-death smokes, but so far, Primmie has not been dying more than other people on his team. He's not died the most in the server, and also he's been finding very good value from good positions. If anything, he's been playing like very safely. This is another round where he has ult online, where you could expect him to maybe play a bit more aggro. But he didn't last time he had it. He hasn't been doing anything too crazy outside of the pistol round, but he's just been getting very consistent good value because his mechanics are very good, and his positioning is smart and safe. Oh, good stun. Jeremy's cooled down a little bit. Good to see him find that stun. Here comes Jesse Vash. This is something they haven't done very much, is find value out of the lurks, because the lurks are super good against the deadlock as well. They pivot over towards B because Jesse's getting them good info in that area. Primmie's going to find it very difficult to get value out of the Clove ult in that situation, so I respect the fact that he doesn't go for it.
Governor, though, from the back, manages to take down 2GE.
So now Governor is the playmaker. Clears out the whole of B main. Good ult here. Good kill from Jesse.
Though pushes out Baby Door, takes down Cruz. So now you got to deal with the 2 final members who are sandwiched into this site.
Can they get half? No, not with the Cypher ult going on. It's just so tough. Team Secret are all over the place.
Not quite sticking the defuse just yet. Jitboy still trying to find further kills, trying to secure the site.
Pretty good round from Team Secret there. That's the first time that we've really seen Jesse get aggressive on a lurk, trying to find timings. I think Jesse could be doing that more often against deadlock comps. Imagine Paper X Primmie though. At the moment, he's not playing like a Paper X player. He's not playing super aggressive. Maybe that'll change later on. You guys were saying that he was overheating a bit on the best, but at the moment, he's playing really safe and solid. He's very tight with his teammates.
Not going to find it. Cruz hoping that he can get a lucky kill, get that nightfall. It would be so
He's
crucial
always doubled up
on
with
this
somebody.
hold
Like,
on
you
the
see how he's
inside.
doubled up with Jip Boys here? And they're like clearing areas aggressively together? This is a key way that Talon have to play with their composition because they don't have info on the defense side. So they have to go and aggressively get info, but they're not doing it on their own. So this makes me believe that other people inside Talon are kind of like telling Primmie the timings of what they want to go for. Like, J-Boys is probably calling it like, come and clear B main with me. Like that kind of thing. So wall pop down over towards C. This gives them a little bit of peace of mind here, Talon, so they can stack more towards B.
Towards the C side, but that's exactly the fake that Secret has sold. As a spike,
Great kill from Governor.
Gets spotted by the Governor, laying down the law on the A site.
Yeah,
and now they're expecting it to be an end over towards A.
So that said, Envy will
group up from Talon. This is a spot where Primmie can really entry with the ult. Because if Primmie gets taken down, then he can just surge forward and the rest can try to trade him out. Great kill there. Nice movement as well. You see that? As soon as Envy started taking the shot, there's a small sidestep. Look again though, always making sure to try to follow up off the utility. Like, Primmie's ults have actually not been impactful, because the round's already won by the time he's popping his ultimates. I don't think we've seen Primmie have a good ult, but that's not his fault because he's getting all the kills and like he's tight with his team, trading them or playing off utility before he dies. Like, he's just, you know, they're taking really good fights together, so he doesn't die, so he doesn't need the ult, so the ults end up being, you know, somewhat wasted towards the end of the round, but, you know, it's round 12, to end it, whatever. But, yeah, that was much more disciplined than I was expecting from the stats and from my, you know, prejudiced assumption of what a ranked player would look like in a pro game. The way he gets to play because he has the ult is impactful. To be honest with you, I'm not sure that it would change that much if he didn't have the ult. Like, look at how he plays. I understand that what you're saying in theory is correct, and maybe the fact here that he's taking first contact is because he has the ult online, but if you look how he takes the next fight, like this one here, he doesn't just swing aggro into Jeremy because he knows that he has ult to be able to pop, and then he can double swing and apply a bunch of pressure. He actually waits for the C's to go through, he waits for Governor's spacing to be tight behind him, and then he swings aggressively. And so this would still be a really solid way of playing this, even without the ultimate. Yeah, maybe Primmie will go down, but Governor's going to be there with the trade, and they're following up on a player that's seized and backpedaling. Like, it's just really solid. He doesn't have to change his behavior too much based on the ult. Maybe it makes him play a little more confidently, but that would still be a really good play even if he didn't have the ult online.
Leaving Primmie with that ghost and half armor as well.
So Talon running into a trap here. Massive flash, enormous flash. Nice attempt to counterblind. Or Primmie. Oh, Primmie. Yeah, he's absolutely farming in these pistol rounds. Dude, okay, he's just won them both pistol rounds. Team Secret should have won both pistols if Primmie was not in the server. In terms of value, when you look at the final score at the end of this map, you could definitely argue that Primmie won it for them by getting 4 rounds in the pistol and the follow-up.
This is incredible, and it also shows, like,
his ghost aim, the way that he gets value out of the movement from the pick-me-up, and his awareness that, like, the flank is coming through, there's a player over to it, like, he's got good visualization of where the opponents are. And yeah, he's the raid boss, they've given him armor and ghost. Okie dokie, so Team Secret now have rifles, they're going to try to fight over this. Governor's in, nice. So Governor's protected from the Sova dart, and he's able to frag through the haunt. Lovely stuff. And it's a clove smoke, so it disappears fairly quickly, so they're pretty good for attack side.
On your buy round, I mean, sure, firepower not lacking from Talon.
In terms of, like, taking small pieces of map control. They're not good for, like, an exec as much, because they don't last as long. But if you're just trying to take, like, small piece of map control and then push past your own smoke, Clove pops off in those spots.
Holding on to their advantage and trying to make it work.
Talon applying much more global map pressure on their attack side than Team Secret were.
No
but they're
matter
also
what,
walking
you are
into
minimum
the
guaranteed a
more
3v3.
difficult
If it
side.
turns out to be 3v3,
Trying to
you
fake
go
towards
for a hard
B, but there's
rotate.
nobody
If you
even
can't
to
get
see
into
the
side on A,
fake.
you go for a hard rotate onto B, 'cause you'll have the double
Oh,
angle.
that's nice from
Primmie,
Primmie. He's just
he
getting
does
so
not
many,
miss.
you know,
And after that, it's
impact
just an
kills in the
instant
middle of
rotate out.
rounds
The
like
very
this
the
that
sonic sensor to
it's
keep
it's
2G
not
trapped
like you
on
wouldn't
the
make a
A side.
highlight reel of
Color's
what
not
he's
gonna
doing
spot him just
necessarily,
yet,
apart from the
but
pistol
it's gonna be
rounds.
Primmie. Oh, not
But
dead yet, gets used. Second chance at
okay,
that duel, and he'll push him out.
pops
That's time
ult.
bought.
This is all
Paranoia
buying
as
time
well
off the
to
defuse,
guarantee
by
it.
the way.
He's still chasing
So it's still
Jesse
finding
back.
some
He will
value,
find the timing to
but
take down that zombie close.
not a huge amount.
At the very least, he buys enough time away from that spike. Jesse Vash alongside 2GE now might
Yeah,
just
but
have
if you
to
think
opt for
about
the
what
save
happens
instead.
there if he doesn't pop the
Talon,
ultimate,
like you mentioned, just working
Jesse
this map to
continues trying to go
perfection,
forwards instead of
really
having to go
playing their
all the way
advantage as
backwards.
well.
So
Even
yeah,
without,
Jesse
you know,
can't do
playing
anything
us
now
at,
because
like,
he's pushed
3v3
all
and
the way
trying to
back,
rotate around the map.
and he doesn't know if the rest of
Primmie using
Talon
utility
have
just
pushed
to
up
bait
off the
out
back of
that
Primmie's ult.
peak.
So it looks
For
kind of
Team
shit from
Secret
Primmie, but
now,
it does actually make a big difference in
not
the round.
quite able to do all too much. They have to think about the future while Talon reaches double
But also, you
digits.
see in that situation where Primmie was putting down a smoke for stairs, maybe a little bit of a comms issue, that Primmie didn't comm that there wasn't a smoke for stairs or something like that. Maybe there's a slight misstep there. But Governor ended up walking into the sightline before Primmie smoked. So, you know, in an ideal world, Primmie comms like, I'm going to smoke stairs, and then, you know, the smoke goes down and then Governor swings. Governor ended up getting caught by that. Might be Governor's fault, might be Primmie's fault, might be, you know, just nobody's fault. But anyway, bit of a misstep there from Talon, but Primmie instantly gets the trade, like almost through the clove smoke as it's blooming. Do you think Frost still thinks Furia was more talented than Talon?
Sure that they don't let it slip away. Seen a lot of
With
map picks being
Primmie on
lost
the
this
team,
year,
maybe not,
as
but
opposing teams are just trying to barrel through and just find that one weakness.
I never took
target.
issue with that
Yeah,
part of his
Primmie,
comment.
he's
I
had
think that was
quick
a valid
shots
comment.
today on his
It was the
very,
fact that
very
he said
first
he
map
would
on this
he would have
stage.
won a tournament,
What a way-
like a Masters
what a way
with
to
Furia,
just send a statement already,
if they
regardless
could
of
get
the
out of their
result.
own way.
I mean, you've already,
And then I
proven your
also
potential
thought
to
it
anyone
was just
who
out of
hasn't been
pocket to
seeing you, anyone
say
who's doubted
that your
maybe
current
they'll
team is
crumble
worse
under the
mechanically.
pressure.
Just in terms of like what it would do to their morale,
Now being held
I
at
don't
bay with a
disagree with
guiding
the comment.
light. Allow too many of those to happen. Do see Governor.
So there's Governor
landing
inside
deep into the
with
smoke.
the Haunt again.
Start off this round early.
Recon
Rebel
Dart doesn't
control
find
back
too
over to
much
Talon.
info, but it
Early
did tag
grab
onto a
and
couple of players that
use
could have
as well,
died to an
just in
Odin
case
had
someone
Team
might
Secret
have
had one
pushed out.
inside tree.
Words,
But
the side
as you
for
can
your
see,
baby
Team
door.
Secret running with an AWP and
For now,
a bunch
Team
of
Secret just
Phantoms
trying
and
to hold
Vandals.
so far back, anticipating Talon's advances. Guiding light cleared out just to check.
It's a weird trip that they've got
Team
over
Shell pretty
towards
much confirms it's a
Breakable
tell
Door,
now.
because I don't think
Very
they're going to be able to play
Masters
off
waiting
that.
for the push through. And Governor takes the
Okay.
first hit against Jesse
Governor's
Vash.
just
Blinded
walking in
while
without
Florian
popping the
still gets
showstopper.
down by the showstopper. That's a second kill.
That's a
Hit me
wild
right
entry from
around the edges
Governor.
of the smoke, but the spike
Could have
gets
very
planted
easily gone
anyway.
down there.
Here's the footsteps as well. Here's the shrouded steps. So Governor just going to hold close.
Primmie's
He's a
making
little
sure to
low
use the
on
medal
health, so
pretty
he's gonna
often
just
as
be the
well,
first line of
applying
contact.
potential decay
For
damage to clear out
Talon, he
corners.
actually gets another. That's a triple. Recon used in the smoke. Not much information.
What a round from Governor.
finds
What the
time
hell
to
is going on
rebuild
here?
for the ace, but far here in 2024.
Huge impact for Team Secret. Can they really keep this up to really bring the scoreline to an even fold?
You see that
Talon
Talon there
trying to
pause
deny
as soon
that,
as the door is
trying
open.
to
They're
reach
worried about
towards
being
match
caught by like
point for now.
some kind of paranoia
Playing
or
it
aggressive
safe.
play from Team Secret.
They're
So
using the same
good call on the
protocols to
pause.
clear out Baby Door to
This
get a
is
little
where
bit more
Primmie's getting
space
more
towards
aggressive.
the
You
A
see,
side.
now that
Don't
Primmie's got
see
ult
any
online, Primmie's looking to really
Although
try
not
to
quite
entry
both in
here.
the same spots. Pushing up front though, Primmie goes in
And they're just
fast
farming them.
alongside Cruz. They've taken down tree, they've taken down the A side, the spike getting planted
This
soon.
spot, I think swinging this smoke without putting a one-way up on the box is going to be a bit of an overheat play. Because then if you die in this spot, you're just kind of trying to run into spawn and get more value.
Primmie, another snapshot.
It's probably
He still
not
has
even
the
worth
knockdown
using
yet
the
as
ult if
well.
you die
Couldn't
in
find
this
an opening around the
situation,
smoke, but right
maybe
now
it
he's
is.
just meant to be a scout. Quick trades there from
Okay,
Talon.
so now there is a
Longoria
one-way
only
up.
good for one. Jeremy
So I
slides
don't
in,
mind
there's
Primmie
the
go
knockdown
for it
yet.
now.
Just trying to buy time. He's trying to
Holy, trying to
He almost
attack
gets
the
him as well,
op
but
player.
mission accomplished. Keeps him tied up, brings him down to 4 HP. Now in
That's a
1v3,
bold one.
Jeremy
Faking that you're falling off and then using the like invulnerability movement to jump back into Jeremy's face and seeing if you can catch him off guard. I respect it. It's crazy, but I respect
an
it.
up and overdrive.
So another situation where Primmie
If you're Talon Esports, you
is
keep this guy.
entrying and finding a lot of value. I mean, that kill onto Envy just destroys him. And by the time Primmie gets into a position to use the ultimate, it's pretty much won already. I think that's maybe a spot, though. The defense side, I didn't mind how Primmie was using ults. That time, I think you could have gotten away with saving it. Because at least, like, Primmie insta-pops the ult. If you let that timer tick a bit, Jeremy either has to respect the fact that you could res, or Jeremy goes to site assuming you won't res, and then you res and you're behind him with the high ground, and that's really difficult for Jeremy to play. So I think that's a spot where you can try to be greedy and hold your ult a little bit. But I don't mind the usage of the ult. Things were in flux. Your team could have lost some duels and been down a player.
In the final round. This operator has to hit the first shot, because if not, it's going to be Nightfall, Showstopper.
Still not breaking
Talon
recon.
looking for a full execute. No lurks, no util on the other parts of the map.
The fact that Talon aren't breaking the recon dart, despite the fact that Envy's throwing it in the same spot almost every round to start this off.
Jeremy's going to switch down with the Nightfall already in action.
I guess it's a slightly different timing when he throws it from B. Alright, they're using the ult this time to scale really aggressively. Primmie alone on that swing. That's one of the first times that we're seeing Primmie getting a bit too loose with it and fighting without his teammates or without any util. Normally he's been very good with that. Doesn't matter though. Talon pushed from the other side and looking good.
King for secret, but it's 4 members he's up against to try
so
to extend
they ended up
Lotus
just winning
with
this round because they had the ult and they shoved it into A.
We'll shut things down.
But my big takeaways from that map, both teams are playing comps that I think are fairly bad. But Primmie won them both pistol rounds, and that ended up being enormous. Absolutely enormous. And when I say he won them both pistol rounds, like, he is the reason that they won both pistol rounds. They gave him armor and they gave him ghost, and he killed 4 people in both pistols, and they ended up winning 13-11. So yeah, generally speaking though, playing fairly tight with teammates, playing like doubling up with Jit Boys, tons on the defense side. Also playing off utility fairly well. Didn't have big ultimates, but I don't think most of those were really his fault. He just was getting the kills and not losing the duels and finding himself in good spots to ult, mostly. And definitely some spots where he could have been finding more impact, but how is that not the case for every player in every map that you watch?